really pleased with the guys to be able to play against a team that, you know, it was a very aggressive offensive team that really played 5 out most of the night with dribble drive, which we've got to do a better job of guarding the ball and the bounce. But it's an unorthodox team for us because no post presence, 5 out dribble drive, matchup zone, a little bit different. And for our guys not to have a lot of work against those things, like Tony and David really not guarding a post tonight, got to guard dribble drive. I thought our guys really handled a lot of good things well. To score the way we scored, to get 109 points and only have 11 turnovers, those are things I was really impressed with. Now, we've got to do a better job out of timeouts. That's something that we've got to work on in practice, of coming out of the media timeouts and executing what we want to do offensively and defensively. Half-court execution, we've still got a long way to go. But through 2 exhibition games, I like our pace. I like our decision-making. The decision-making today was much better than the other night. So I saw some strides in those areas, and really pleased with the 2 exhibition games. And now take a day off. The guys will get a day off, and then have 2 more days of prep for Drexel. We started that prep over the weekend, and we'll continue that over Wednesday and Thursday and prep for Drexel on Friday.
Coach, about a year ago this time, Tony Parker was tweeting that he might want to go home to Atlanta. Are you glad he ended up staying here? And how did can you just talk about his contributions tonight?
Well, Tony's been terrific. You know, we got to remember, I think he averaged like right at six minutes a game last year. So now all of a sudden he's been playing 25 plus. I think he got about 25 during the exhibition season. So we've got to, especially with Travis down, we don't have a lot of guys rotating in the middle. So he and Dave, I think, have been tremendous. And they're going to have to step up big, especially here early in the season, because we're without Juana and we're without Travis for at least the first 2 games. So we're going to expect a lot out of those guys. But I've been very impressed with both of them. But in regard to Tony, I told you, I've said it all summer long, I think he really started to develop some confidence when he lost his weight. You know, losing 20 pounds, he started moving better. Just both offensively and defensively started flowing so much better for him. And now he's hopefully gained a lot of confidence here in the exhibition season, because he's played very well. Tonight he was really good.
And also, an update on Travis and also Isaac. What the situation, has the situation changed at all?
Isaac's situation, he's not eligible.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, yeah, right. You know, that happened a few days ago. Yeah, so, yeah, Isaac's out, and then Travis is just kind of a wait and see. I would assume that we're looking at a couple weeks still from his surgery, but he's progressing very well. Everything is on pace from the doctor's standpoint with him, and we'll just see how many games he's going to miss. And Juana started doing a lot more today as well, really in the last week. So he's on pace to get back as soon as possible too. But we're anticipating both those guys being out the first 2 games.
Juana's back practicing?
No.
He is not?
No, he's just doing more stuff at the training.
So Tony obviously wasn't going up against the biggest bodies today. Do you feel like he could replicate these stats going against some kind of bigger?
Well, you're looking at, again, I mean, we got to keep things in perspective. He averaged 6 minutes a game last year. So if you're asking me, he's going, now all of a sudden he's a 17 and 16 guy. No, I'm not ready to say he's a 17 and 16 guy. But I will say it's twofold. You're right. He didn't go up against the big guy, but he's playing against a guard. And so you either fall into the trap of you can't play against the guard and the guard wins. It's like when teams go to 4-guard lineups. You either bite on it, and instead of staying big, you try to match 4 guards. And, you know, tonight was a night where David and Tony both were really playing against guards or forwards, but they definitely weren't playing against centers. And for Tony to hit 17 and 6, you know, he made his free throws. You know, I just thought he did a lot of good things. He defended, he blocked 4 shots. I just liked his movement. I think he's moving much better. You know, I'm not willing to say that, you know, stats in the exhibition game don't mean a whole lot, but they can give you a picture of what can happen. And guys can either gain some momentum or not. And I think we got a lot of guys that are gaining some confidence here in these 2 games.
How did you convince Tony to lose the weight? It's not always easy. There was another center here that that could never drop the weight and went to Georgetown. What did you do this summer to convince Tony he needed to?
Well, the hiring of Wes Long had a lot to do with it. Wes Long's our strength coach, and he's tremendous. And he's been great, not just with Tony, but with all of our guys. And I think if the guys would tell you that those are bodies that have changed, and Tony's not the only one. You know, we've got freshmen that came in here that have gained 15 pounds since they started school in June. So guys that needed to gain weight have gained weight. Guys that needed to lose weight, like Tony, have lost weight. And Wes Long's had a lot to do with that. He's been a tremendous hire, and the guys have bought into his program and the way of doing things. Ultimately, the most credit's got to go to the player. They decide to do it or don't. And it's a great credit to Tony because he knew he needed to lose weight, and he's seeing what can happen because of the lost weight.
Coach, any thoughts on the three-point shooting from the first two?
Well, that's, you know we got guys that can make shots. And if you just look at stats through 2 games, you know, we've made 5 of almost 30 from behind the arc. I think we're 5 for 29, if I remember right. We might be 5 for 29 from three-point. And we're averaging, 103 points a game? And if I got to do one or the other, I'll take the 103 game. So, you know, I think that's going to end up being a strength of ours because we know we got a lot of guys that can make the three-point shot. Travis is one of them who's out. That'll extend the defense more. You know, we don't, other than Tony and Dave a little bit, we're not really throwing it to the post a lot because of the injuries that we have. But I do think we have some post presence that you'll see as we start the season. You know, we got guards that can post, and that'll open up some. We haven't got a lot of real easy looks from 3. They've been more difficult three-point shots, but I like our pace. I think we're shooting over 50% through the exhibition season. We're scoring a lot of points. We're moving the basketball tonight. First game we had 16 assists, 18 turnovers. And we've talked about the guys, and we've worked and just in their mental frame, and tonight was 23-11. You know, that's big time. So the guys understood that, and to score 109 points and only turn the ball over 11 times, that's the kind of ball control that we need. So I think the three-point shooting will come.